hands up. Get your hands up, up. Get your hands up. Get your hands, suck it.
Alright guys, well we are back again, joining us on KSTV for the Medion Challenge Cup between Fnatic and CLG.eu, game number 2. I'm Metis and I'm joined by the lovely Broken Shard. How are you doing, dude? He's new to casting, so give him some slack, guys.
Lovely. Don't you have to buy me dinner first before you use that kind of language?
Probably, yeah. I'm a cheapskate though.
Ooh, there's a little bit of a bug for me on the casting thing. It's going reverse. It like went to 30. Okay, no, it looks like it's okay right now. We see CLG.eu aiming for level 1. I completely agree with this, especially since they know that Maokai is going to have to begin at this race, since I'm picking up Boots 3. Their level 1 is quite good with the Shen taunt, since he doesn't have to pick Q in order to lane level 1, and not like a jungle Shen. This level 1 is going to be quite scary, especially if Snoopy has to take his Q. So Phalanx is going to spot them.
Yeah, nice positioning there from Soraka. Will spot the onslaught. Now Lamia has to be careful pulling herself back. And Cyanide, in the meantime, on that cog is going to do likewise. So it looks like Maokai is going to be opting to go for his wolves and then maybe blue afterwards. Because he knows that if he goes back into that bush again on race, he is going to be getting taken down very, very easily indeed. But all CLG seem to be pulling themselves back here. And not going to be jumping into that jungle too much.
As an avid Maokai player, I think to start Wolves a lot more often than Raids, since it's less predictable, and also that you're going to be able to get to that blue a lot faster than if you get Raids. In fact, if you start Raids, no matter what you do, even with Boots, you're going to come to that blue a little bit later than usual. Starting at Wolves will allow your team to be able to give you that strong pull where you don't have to smite, and then you'll be able to take red, and when you're level 3 with double buff, you can go ahead and gank mid, or gank bot, or continue jungling as normal.
Yep, so he's going to be picking up that blue first and foremost, and just downed it there. In the meantime, Nautilus will be smashing away with that huge anchor onto blue. Just picked his up, going to take a Riptide, so he has taken the first point into Titan's Wrath, second into the Riptide. Let's have a look at Maokai. How has he started off here? 1 point in Sapling Toss and second in the Arcane Smash, so he does not have the Twisted Advance just yet. Should be taking it relatively soon. Big Wraith has been taken out though from CLG, so again this kind of harassment in that jungle continues on, and Nautilus going to be picking up his red, so pretty much just a mirror image of these two junglers right now. He's
actually going back to his wolves. I think he's going to take these wolves, most likely. I don't think he's even going to get 3 from this, but if he does get 3, I'm going to call that he's going to run top and try to gank Wicked. Wicked's already been dropped low. Wicked actually took heal. I've seen him do this a lot. He really likes to play defensive. His playstyle is a lot more like he plays aggressive early on and then proceeds to freeze the lane. So having that heal is going to be able to, keep him safe from a jungler gank early on.
Yeah, and speaking of jungler ganks, here comes Snoopy, and the taunt was just used onto Soaz, so he's going to be staying in that bush for now. But it is back up again, so charge has been used there. Nice taunt from Shen. Is it going to be enough to take down Soaz? Not looking likely. Does actually pop that flash just to get back to the tower, but he gets caught out once again from the dredge line, and that could have been fairly embarrassing from Soaz. Had he have gone down there, would have been a completely needless kill. And the work has definitely been done from Snoopy, forcing that flash from Kennen. Going to be very strong.
Kennen was harassed early on by the Vorpal Blade from Shen, so now he's down to only 1 pot and about 2 bars of HP. So now that his lane is pushing, he's going to have a hard time getting these last hits, because now, even though Wicked's not running Ignite, he could easily just die to Soaz if he's not careful. He could easily just kill Soaz.
Yeah, he did catch another taunt there from Wicked, and just has about 1.5 bars remaining, with 0 health pots on top of that. So he is kind of in the danger zone right now, playing it fairly risky. Nautilus is coming back up again. There's no ward coverage. Soaz could so easily be getting taken out here. Charge has been used. Just 1 dredge line, and it's GG for Soaz. He's gone down. First blood coming in from Wicked on Shen, and I have to feel that he stayed around for a tiny bit too long there with no health pots or anything. So first blood will be going to CLG.
first one to top lane with double buff.
Yeah, you called it.
I mean, I think that was a really good job from Snoopy being able to come back and finish the job that he started. But I feel that flash was a little bit overkill. I mean, he was fast enough to just walk up to Soaz there. That flash might not have been necessary.
Oh, now Cyanide just came under the gun there from Snoopy, who is still lurking around that top. Suddenly getting taken down to around 50% of his health points. So looks like it's going to be a 2v2 for the time being. In fact, scratch that, Nautilus has gone back to his golem. So now Maokai is playing the lurking jungler in that bush. Going to be pushing up into this top bush now. But I don't think Wicked will be overextending anytime soon with that creep wave consistently pushing the tower. So he should be just fine. Cyanide did go for the recall, but cancelled it last second. Maybe trying to draw out Wicked if there was a ward inside that. But either way, gone back to the farming phase once again.
Yeah, most definitely.
And Peke did come under a bit of attack there. Leon landing the Zenith Blade and the damage coming in from Ari. Here comes Cyanide, though, in the meantime. Back once again. Going to be probably going down towards his Wraiths. No, he's not actually. He's going to be hiding himself in that mid lane for now. And Ari will be recalling. So, farming phase once again. Fairly slow start opening into this game. And I'm just hoping it's going to be more action-packed than last matchup was.
Yeah, but now that Cleanse is down on XBK, there's a little bit of an opening now. If they can land the Charm, even though it splashes up, and Snoopy can definitely combo with his vast amount of CC, they can easily get a gank on now that his Cleanse is down. Since Cleanse also removes Ignite, it's going to completely guarantee that the damage is going to go down.
Yep, so Nautilus is going to be going back up towards top lane once again. He's really trying to harass this Soaz time and time again, but Soaz this time seems to have realised what the deal was. That ward in Tribush will give him all the information that he requires, that he's going to be okay for now. And Cyanide will be recalling there in the river. So very, very slow opening to this matchup. 8.3 to 7.5k gold, so just 800 in it right now. How's the bot lane looking on creep farm? Haven't really given it too much love on account that not a lot of action has been going down. Corki on 50, Ash on 44. The mid lane is going to be Kokomo on 39 with Ari 48. So Ari definitely having it her way there at the moment. And finally, Shen has managed to land himself 50 creep score on the dot, and Kennen has 27. Ouch, that's a big, big difference for 7 minutes
Definitely.
through the matchup.
What I really like about Corki is that he's kind of like a mix between a hard engage AD and a poke AD. He's got the necessary tools to poke, and he's got the necessary tools to hard engage. And in order to beat a sustain lane like Ashe, Soraka, you need hard engage. But if you saw Crepo kind of throw out Zenith Blade here and there to try to pick something up, but you know, if that's not going to work, he's going to be able to at least, you know, hurt them slightly with his good amount of poke.
Yeah, and it's going to keep them on their toes as well. They're always going to be very weary of the fact that Crepo is lurking, and he is waiting to jump on and take some players down. So Yellow Pete is going to continue to farm. He has 2 Doran's Blades, and Ashe has just the 1, but she has finished off the Berserker's Grief, so she's going to have the plus 25% attack speed, I should say. And apart from that, it's pretty much clear sailing for both teams. I think, again, CLG are just opting to bide their time and wait just to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and then to finish things up nicely. Frogging, of course, on Ari, though, the maneuverability is so good that if he sees opportunities, he can go lurking as well around the jungles and such and try and pick himself up some kills.
Yeah, but XPK's got that range in order to... Oh, wow, there's a hard engage kind of going on mid.
Yeah, Peke ate a lot of abilities there, pretty much everything. Orb of Deception, he had the Foxfire and also the Charm flying out, but not enough to take him down, just enough to harass for now. He's going to be poking back with that beautiful reindeer skin, but Ari, on much higher health, is going to be just fine for now. So, really is just a kind of tug of war right now between these two teams, just kind of poking each other out, feeling each other out, and seeing if there's any chinks in that armor that they can try and exploit. So far, the answer is a resounding no, as it just stands at 1-0.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and answer some questions in chat since there's a little bit of downtime. Shushe has been kicked from Fnatic. Soaz is currently a sub. There's been no information in disclosing whether Soaz will be main. AAA, I'm not sure if they're still a team. I think they've still got some members, but I know for a fact that N-Rated and Yellow Star are currently like partners. They will look for teams together. Alexix is still on Moscow 5, and this is CLG.eu versus Fnatic game number 2. CLG.eu are 1 up, and they are currently in a 1,000 gold advantage. First Blood going to Wicked top lane, and we see Ari kind of moving up top now.
Yeah, so First Blood was at top, and Ari looking to make it 2 on the bounce, but deciding to come back there, as there's a few pings going out from either team, and Kennen seems to have known exactly what the deal was. So now Ari is going to be going back into the jungle. There is a potential 2v2 on the cards here. There's Malco, they come around the side, it's going on the twisted advance onto Ari. Are we going to see a kill onto one of these 2 AP carries? Lots of damage being exchanged. Shen's going to pop his ulti. The Standing Light coming good there. Will pick up the kill actually right at the end, and Froggen will manage to escape, but only just with 2 bars of health. So again, we said it time and time again tonight, Broken Shot, those global ultimates way too strong, and Wicked will pick up his 2nd kill of the game.
Definitely. Now Wicked with the blue buff, no, that's just a blue buff, he's going to be able to spam this Q. Shen has a little bit of an energy problem if he's not able to use his key strike to gain it back, but now with this blue buff, since blue buff gives actually a percentage of your energy back, it's gonna make him just a little bit scarier if he wasn't scary already. And CLG picking up the dragon, so it's 2 kills and a dragon now, so it's 2.4k advantage. And this is sort of the same pattern that we see. CLG picks up a kill, forces someone back here, takes a dragon, runs sort of a late game oriented comp, and it looks like CLG are really in control of this game as they were last game.
Yep, of course with Cogmore getting dropped in mid, that was the prime time to go ahead and pick up that dragon, which they did. So they moved themselves to 15.2k to 12.9 of Fnatic, and looking to 2-0 this one. But still very early days. No one has completely given up this game yet. Let's have a look at some of those items. Let's give a quick report there.
How about we take a look at the gold? I'm actually quite interested to see who's got more gold.
Okay, so let's have a look. The biggest gold earner right now is Shen, which is kind of understandable as he has picked up the only 2 kills. And 2nd place is going to be Corki with 3.5k, but of course you have to factor into that CLG did just pick up that dragon.
Lamia sitting on a lot of gold, sitting almost at 1,900 gold, so he's probably going to go back soon and pick up the BF sword. Shen on 1,700. He's starting with Phage. Normally I'd expect Shen's to go Wit's End against an AP, so maybe he's going to take a Phage and then a Wit's End. But we'll just see. It's kind of stupid kind of getting caught in the jungle, but I don't think we'll be able to kill him. He's way too tanky and they don't really have the damage.
Yeah, Ooze was landed, but it's not going to be enough to take him down. And Ari was very quickly to the side of her teammate, so Nautilus will be just fine. He's going to go back into the jungle again, and he's going to bump heads with Cyanide here, putting down that ward, and that will be pulling himself back. He's coming to top lane, but I don't think he's expecting to get a kill anytime soon, because Kennen is back towards his tower, so he will be recalling. And yeah, I also agree with you. I'd have expected Wit's End to be picked up onto Shen there, but maybe going to get Phage for that added damage and of course the slow.
Frozen Mallet and Triforce are actually quite good items on Shen. I'm just going to go back and say one more time for the viewers who didn't catch it. Shushe has been kicked from Fnatic. The reasoning, the Bruiser meta and the meta change was not enough for Shushe to handle. He did not have the motivation to practice the champions, and that's why Fnatic had to part ways. Soaz is just subbing. It's not been disclosed whether or not being solo top. Alex is still in Moscow 5. AAA is still an organization, though I don't believe they have a solid team. My name is Broken Chart. This is Metis. We're casting CLG.eu versus Fnatic, Game 2. CLG won Game 1, and it looks like they're in the driving seat of Game number 2.
Definitely in the driving seat, but haven't quite managed to pull away just yet. So let's keep on the action. You do have a BF sword getting finished off from Ash there. Sheen on Corki, but he must have a fair amount of gold. He's got 800 at the moment. And let's have a look at those mid-champions. 2 Doran's Ring, Sork Shoes, and Blasting one for Ari. And on Cogmore, pretty much an identical build on him from last game. From Froggen, he's going to get Tear of the Goddess first and also has a giant spell. So last time we saw Archangel Staff and Riley's Crystal Scepter on Cogmore. Would you expect to see the same again here, Broken?
Yeah, it's a very common build that a lot of, well, most of the AP Kog'Maw players do. They go for the tier for the mana regen, then they go for the Rylai, so they not only get the HP, but they also get the ability to sort of chain their ultimates in progression. It keeps them in place since Kog'Maw's ult does a ridiculous amount of damage and has good range. The Rylai is there to help engage us from long ranges.
Indeed. So, yeah, he has finished off the Merc treads on top of that. Nautilus was camping around the top kind of bush, but opting to pull himself back again. We do have a few pings coming out here from CLG, who is actually pinging onto Ari and Nautilus. So maybe they're going to try a gank here on Kog'Maw. Maybe they're waiting for a blue buff or something like that to respawn. But either way, Nautilus is now going to pop off that depth charge onto Kog'Maw and the dredge line as well, forcing the flash from Peke.
That was a beautiful flash.
But they're actually going to become hunted themselves as
Wow.
Ari. Wow, talk about right place, right time. Cyanide to get the twisted advance. And Kog'Maw finishes off Ari there, managing to push back Snoopy to his tower. And we must be like, WTF just happened there? I thought we were going to get that kill, and suddenly we actually end up getting killed ourselves. So
It was
really
a series
nice
of
turnaround.
great play from Fnatic. One,
Yeah.
XPK's flash just at the right second dodges the Q and the E. Two, Froggen's ult sideways kind of put him in the position for where Cyanide was lying in wait doing the raids, managed to W over, took a lot of damage from the E and the R from XPK, and then finally the last auto attack from Bio-Arcane Barrage managed to finish off. It was, yes, right place, right time, absolutely. But, you know, you can't hold back on what a brilliant and great play from Cyanide being able to jump over there.
Yeah, reacted very, very quickly to the situation at hand and basically just turned that one round 180 degrees, giving Kog'Maw the kill. He just burnt that flash to make sure he didn't get hit by that Charm and Dredge line. So nice play from Peke and also Cyanide, chiming together, picking that one up to perfection. And the score now sits at 2-1. So only about a 2k goal difference in it right now. Kog'Maw and Ari going to be duking it out once again in that mid lane, but here comes Nautilus on race. Is he going to be trying to set up a gank? Probably not likely just yet. Bot lane has just basically been a farming fest. It's like an island of their own, just kind of going backwards and forwards, going through the motions. And right now you do have Corkin 163 creep
Would you look
score.
at Shen's items? I'm sorry, this
Ash
is
is
just this is
140.
funny. Look at Shen's items.
Trinity Force already.
He's gonna deal tons of damage. I'm sorry, I have to make that joke. I'm gonna get so much flack from the chat right now. But I really liked. I think the Trinity Force is a very underrated item for Shen. It gives him move speed. It gives him attack speed. It gives him so many things. The only wasted stat is just the mana. Everything else works perfect on Shen. Move speed, slow, HP, crit even. You auto attack for a lot of your damage. So this is a little bit of unorthodox build that we see Wicked taking. But nevertheless, it's still effective. It'll allow him to split push with great results with that Sheen proc.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny you mentioned the Trinity Force being underrated, because I've actually seen Darian taking this item. He took Trinity Force, Wit's End, and I think Randuin's Omen, and he was absolutely destroying. I think he was against the Warwick at solo top, and just completely creamed it. So, there you go. I mean, Wicked, with that Trinity Force, is going to be able to do a lot of damage. He's going to be able to be quite tanky as well for this early stages of the game, and Kennen is really up against it right now. He's got a 163 creep score to Kennen's 137. And is looking very strong. What does Kennen actually have? He's got the Hextech Revolver, the large rod on top of that. Of course, they will be rocking out the double AP build, so Wota definitely more susceptible to getting picked up.
Just look at that damage.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's from full to like a half. I think he got a bit of health back there with the health pot, and also obviously the spell vamp, but he easily gets taken down here as the depth charge comes in. Will he have time to pop off his ultimate? The answer is a no. Look at that CC, look at that raw damage. Now maybe going to be replying back on them will Fnatic, but not too sure about that one. And suddenly the ultimate comes out from Shen and the taunt as well. Instant cleanse from Peke, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save his life here. As Ari will go on, will she get picked up with a passive from Kog'Maw? I don't think it. So, no, he won't, but still, what about that from Shen? Beautiful.
That was great communication from... And then now he's coming on to Cyanide. Great communication from Sen. Oh, he actually might get this Cyanide if she's not careful.
Oh my god.
One more. Yes. That was great communication for Wicked. He told Froggen, go in, I'll ult you. And on top of that, XPK managed to taunt... Yeah, that Trinity right there. Indeed. He managed to cleanse the taunt from Shen, but then Froggen waited until the last tick of Cleanse to wear off, because Cleanse is an after effect. If you cleanse, you also get 65% CC reduction, which on top of the Merc Threads would be quite a lot of CC reduction. So Froggen waiting on that taunt to secure the actual kill on XPK was very good job from him.
Yeah, it was beautiful play from Shen, who has been involved with every single kill so far from CLG. 4 kills, 1 assist. He has gone back and picked up the chain vest, the cloth armor, and the null magic mantle on top of it. So could be going the Guardian's Angel route here, which would be so strong. We saw him actually taking Guardian's Angel before on the Irelia, I believe it was. So
I think Wicked thinks he's playing Irelia.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Irelia, right? Yeah. Irelia build, go. No, this is it's not by all means a bad method to go on Shen. It gives him all that resistances. But, you know, Shen scales very well with HP. It allows his passive to deal so much damage. He also scales really well with attack speed. So, rushing the Trinity Force and then going Guardian Angel, it's not a very common build we see on Shens nowadays. This is mirroring exactly what he'd usually build on his Aurelia.
Maybe it's a declaration of intent here that he is going to be super aggressive in those team fights, really go balls to the wall and get in the faces of Fnatic, having that Guardian's Angel to just respawn back up again and rejoin the fight. But either way, we're going to have to find out that information as time goes on. He has landed another taunt. Look at the damage onto Soaz. This is crazy from Shen with that red buff on top of everything else. Soaz must be feeling a bit butthurt right now from this Shen, who is just consistently pushing him back. He's picked up 188 creep score to Kennan's 159, so he's starting to escalate out of control at top. But meantime, sorry, go ahead, dude.
No, there's nothing really much to go in on that. There's pretty much we see Snoopy with an Oracle. He's clearing out the wards. He's giving them the map vision they need. Cyanide does not have an Oracle, so I think this is really going to set up for the Baron, but Soaz is just going to die once more.
Oh wow. This is just bullying at its finest from CLG right now. So you're gonna have Nautilus coming towards top again. Depth charge, dredge line, taunt. See you later. Kennen is dead. So in the meantime, we actually have some action at bot lane, which I haven't said too often in this matchup so far. Ari and Corki are both trying to zone on in Lamia and Feliox on the tower, and they also have Leona at the top as well. So maybe Leona's trying to get off a solar flare. She does manage to do that. Beautiful play from her. Misses the Zenith play, which could have spelled curtains for Soraka. Soraka's going to go down regardless. Lamia's going to try his best to get away from this situation, popping off the frost shots. In the meantime, you are going to have Maokai getting dropped there from 3 players. Once again, surprise, surprise, Wicked is going to come good there with his ultimate, and out of nowhere turns the tide. It looked like sorry, not Ash there, Corki could have been going down until Shen ultimate, so 8-1 is the scoreline, and CLG just looking way too good.
Apparently there was a bug with Maokai, similar to the Lee Sin bug, where you jump and you kind of stop halfway through, and it kind of lags, but I wasn't really able to see that. But yeah, this Shen is definitely utilizing his ult to the full potential, being in every kill except one for his team. Normally you'd expect the jungler to be able to do that, but no, Wicked is really stepping up his game, and now that he's got his Guardians finished, and he's going to pick up some wards. I'm going to expect to see maybe a Wit's End being built or a Warmogs, just to give him that extra tankiness, and you know, Warmogs actually does spell out a little bit of damage increase on him.
Definitely, and on top of not just the damage, but the amount of time he's going to be able to just keep in the middle of those team fights and not go down is going to be scary stuff, especially on top of the damage that he's outputting himself. So definitely one to watch out for here, as looks like Shen will be taking that red buff from Nautilus. Indeed he will. And in the meantime, we did see... Was that a dragon down? I didn't actually catch that.
Not too sure.
Well, I didn't quite see if it was dragon, but we are going to have solar flare used from Leona. It does land on top of Lamia, but unfortunately there was no follow-up there from
Didn't expect
CLG.
that to actually stun. I thought she was already in Outer Ring by that. So I guess they were kind of second-guessing that.
Oh, well, Dragon didn't go down. The reason I asked is because the timer seemed like Dragon should be up any second, but actually it had just respawned after that solar flare went down, and CLG are going to pick that one up instantly. In the meantime, we do see just why Shen is such a terror, such a threat right now. He doesn't seem to care that Ash is firing away on him. He's going to keep pushing forward regardless. The arrow comes in and just splits the crowd. Like Moses through the Dead Sea there. That was crazy. I can't believe that didn't hit anybody.
This is not just Shen, this is Wicked Shen, that's what that is.
Yeah. He's immune to Ash arrows on top of everything else. What a boss. But either way, Ash may be feeling a bit hard done by there. Lamia wondering what just happened. No, stuns came in, and the goal difference is just climbing higher and higher and higher. And this is kind of a carbon copy of that last game where CLG took a nice lead and just pushed it home. The only difference this time, there's been a lot more kills.
Wicked definitely is MVP of this game because he's been able to really do it all. He's been able to keep up in farm. He's actually the second highest farm on the team, right behind Yellow Pete, who actually got an Aegis of the Legion. I'll get to that in a second. Wicked's been able to push out his lane, take out turrets. He's actually the highest level on his team, or in the game for that fact, and be part of almost all the kills. That's exactly what a Shen should be doing, and Wicked is really showing the true potential of a Shen in high elo. Now, on to Yellow Pete with an Aegis. What is this? I don't even. That's all I have to say.
And I just realized I said Moses and the Dead Sea. I think it was a Red Sea, so that was my fail. But yeah, it was kind of a perfect goal, a penalty kick right down the middle there between the goalposts. The kind of crazy stuff, potting everybody in amongst all the action. But yeah, the Aegis of the Legion pickup on Corki, I mean, weird?
Definitely. I mean, Aegis of the Legion in itself is a strong item, but getting it on your 80 carries... it's kind of strange. I think Yellow Pete feels that he has this game in the bag and he can afford to build a little bit of a definite unorthodox item.
Yeah, he's giving us something to talk about. He's throwing us a bone, so we appreciate it there. And Yellow Pete is going to be pushing forward with the Trinity Force. Ash Arrow does come up, does connect this time onto Leona. The ultimate's coming in thick and fast. Only one of them landing though. And that's not going to be enough to spell an engage from Fnatic.
Yellow Pete does not have to fear. This Aegis will make him strong.
Indeed, it'll make him so tanky, and he's going to be just fine. So he's going to pull himself back on about 50% health. And yeah, again, I'm finding it difficult to really think of a way that Fnatic can come back into this. There's going to have to be a couple of monumental slip-ups from CLG.
And as a Jew, I can say that Lamia is the coming of Moses. He managed to split up CLG with that arrow. Definitely in like a Red Sea. But yeah, I mean, they managed to hit the arrow, and then Lamia's arrow, followed by the long-range siege of XPK, was just not enough to be able to pick that up. And they're really trying hard to get this poke comp going on, but it's not working, essentially, considering how far behind they are.
Yeah, they just seem quite passive. They seem quite timid. Like, they don't really want to push forward. They're kind of worried that they're going to lose the game. But, of course, the ironic kind of catch-22 is that if they keep playing this passive, they're basically just going to gift wrap CLG the victory either way, because they're already a long way ahead on gold. They're a long way ahead on kills, on towers as well. They're just about to take their 4th tower. There we go. And it's just getting more and more precarious here. It's actually, Kog'Maw's going to be flashing away with that depth charge on him from Nautilus. Does knock a couple of players in the air, but nothing to write home about. And that Initiate is going to finish before it really even started. This is going to allow CLG to just pick up the opposition jungle. And again, it's kind of snowballing out of control right now.
Yeah, absolutely. CLG.eu was able to make the best of their situation and just really rock this game. Wicked now sitting on 2,600 gold. You know, one time I saw Wicked actually build a Phantom Dancer Bloodthirster on Shen, so maybe we might see a little bit of an 80 Shen going on here. It's, you know, we've seen Aegis Corki, we've seen everything.
Could be some interesting items built up soon, as Kennen and the rest of his team saying, okay, screw this, we're gonna go down swinging. We're not gonna kind of go out with a whimper, we're gonna go out with a bang. Ash Arrow has missed again as Yellow Pete will flash across there. Maokai does land the twisted advance. Shen will be ultimating back on, though Direction Line does catch out there from Nautilus, and that's gonna be a lot of kills being exchanged. Surely Sora should go down. He has popped the ultimate right in the middle of everybody, but does manage to get away actually. Nice play from him in the end. And,
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but good on Yellow Pete taking that Aegis. Yeah. He was really alive by a sliver. I think it was way too low. Wow, Froggen really taking out those kills right there and being really showing how strong he is with every AP possible. We saw his Kog'Maw earlier, and we saw his we're seeing his Ahri now. Is definitely showing that he's more than just an Anivia. But that Aegis actually managed to keep him alive long enough. Even with the Shen ult, I had a fear he would die. But that was actually very bad on Fnatic. They were pushed up way too far. They were diving 2 turrets against the Shen on the enemy team in a position where they really don't have the they can't afford to do that. They can't afford to do. They are desperate. They really have to make desperate plays, but they can't be too reckless with what they did.
Well,
and right now, with this 10k gold advantage, CLG are in this invincible moment. They're tanky. Shen hasn't died a single time. The only person to have died was Froggen, and that was in mid lane like 15 or so minutes ago.
yeah, that was the beautiful coming together of Cyanide and also Peke there, if you remember, through the wall. So that's the only death that's gone down. It was a flash of brilliance, but after that, really nothing that Fnatic have brought to this game in terms of kills. So, CLG really having it their own way. 10k on the dot and a Baron buff on top of everything else. It's going to be scary, scary times for Fnatic. Let's have a look at some of this gold. We're going to have a Shirai's Reverie actually finished off in amongst all that onto Leona, but let's have a quick look. See, a lot of the players have burnt that, so let's have a look at the items instead. Yeah, Shen has finished off the Wit's End, as he predicted. He also has
Negatron.
two Negatrons. That must be going towards the Force of Nature.
And something else. Maybe a quick QSS. But he's definitely not afraid of Lamia's damage output, even though Lamia has picked up a Phantom Dancer and Infinity Edge. His 175 armor is going to keep him very comfortable. But the double Negatron is going to keep him at 200 and... well, with all the Wits and procs, it's going to put him at 253 magic resist, which is going to... oh, here comes the ult.
Yeah, big damage there. And the ulti onto Froggen, allowing him to push forward with that shield. Could be picking up the second kill. Exhaust has been used, but nice Zenith Blade. And that's going to be a dead Soraka courtesy of Corki. So 14 for 1. Another team engage kicks off. Another cataclysmic error and failure there from Fnatic getting destroyed. So 14 kills to CLG, looking very strong. Going to be pushing this one forward, taking down their first inhib. And in amongst all that, took down the 5th tower as well. And I think that's pretty much going to be the GG broken.
It's 14 to 1, 12k gold advantage, Aegis on Corki.
The key thing being Aegis on Corki. They're going to pick up the kill onto Maokai from aforementioned Corki, who also has added a BF sword and a Vampiric Scepter on top of course, the Trinity Force and Aegis. So he's going to be doing a lot of damage, maybe building it into a Bloodthirster. Not too sure. I don't think it matters a great deal at this stage of the game. And the question that's left in my mind is, are Fnatic going to call the surrender vote, or are they just gonna, bow out gracefully and lose?
It's really up to them. I don't believe that Fnatic can get back from this. Corki picked up a Bloodthirster to accompany his Aegis of the Legion. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna keep pointing this out. I mean, really? Aegis of the Legion on an AD carry. It's the first time I've ever seen it happen. But no, I don't know if Fnatic will surrender. I mean, I'm sure they know the game is over. They'd much rather let CLG finish it.
So he did also finish that up, that Bloodthirster as well, when he went back to spawn. You're going to have a Zhonya's Hourglass and an Abyssal Scepter alongside a Rylei's Crystal Scepter for Ahri. And on the flip side, Kennen040 has really not been his day today. He's got the Zhonya's Hourglass, the Hextech Revolver, Blasting Wand, and Amplifying Tome. So there's a big differential between those two AP carries. Let's look at Ahri right now. She has 380 ability power, but she is very, very scary to face off against. And if you have a look at Kennen, he has 247, so yeah, big difference.
Yeah, Ahri's picked up her Hourglass, so now she can effectively dive without fearing anything, implying she was really scared of anything beforehand. CLG are really in this driving seat position, and now it's just up to them to decide when they want to finish this game.
Are we going to see any more kills coming up from Fnatic here? Are we going to see an epic comeback of monumental proportions? Probably unlikely, but the optimist in me still remains alive. I'd love to see that happening, but it's so difficult to see how it could potentially come about here. As now they're going to be pushing that mid. Shen, of course, can chill out at top, knowing full well that his Stand Unite is off cooldown and he can just pop in whenever he pleases. And he's going to try and take down that top tower. And I have to go back, obviously, while we have a bit of a lull in the action here, Broken Shard. What was the determining factor? In fact, hold that thought just for 1 second. As Soaz will be going down, has popped the Zhonya's Hourglass underneath the tower, so it's going to do a bit of damage. Not enough to bother anybody, though. And the tower did focus down Wicked, who, of course, does have the Guardian's Angel, so he'd have been just fine regardless of what happened. But yeah, I'll go back to that question. What do you believe is a determining factor as to why Fnatic lost this second game?
I believe that it all started going wrong for them when Wicked got that first blood. I know it's kind of strange to say that, oh, it started going wrong when the first kill happened in the game. it's true. Wicked was able to totally take that kill and turn it into so much more. They planned dives on top lane. He managed to 1v1 Kennen, keep Kennen from farming pretty much anything. Kennen is so far behind right now. And on top of that, the fact that Wicked was ahead, Kennen was too scared to push. He was able to assist his team. On top of that, mistakes from Fnatic in both engaging and yeah, pretty much in terms of engaging, they could engage or they could poke, but they didn't really do either. I mean, in some cases they were too scared to engage. In other cases, they were just way too motivated to engage, like when they dived the double turrets. So it was a combination of Wicked just being in the power seat for the majority of the game, and Fnatic really misplaying their comp.
Yep, well, whichever way it's gone, guys, it's been very one-sided. Very, very one-sided, to be honest. First game was similar. Very slow, very kind of stale game. And not a lot you can really say as a caster in these kind of situations, to be honest, because you can see everything before you. You know, one team is dominant, the other one is just delaying the inevitable here. Maybe Fnatic can somehow bring this one back, but neither myself or Broken Shot, I'm guessing, can see how that's possible unless they win like 3 team fights in a row, somehow, some way. You know, CLG have pure control over the jungle.
I see skies of Negatron cloaks.
Yeah, so actually.
There are
what
6
the hell?
Negatron cloaks in play at the moment. 7 that have been used to build items. All on CLG.eu. Snoopay with 3 Negatron cloaks. It's gonna be Banshees, Force of Nature, and Abyssal. Or, I don't know, maybe they're just kind of goofing off. Gotta get this Baron. They're gonna push this up to maybe a 15k gold lead. They're probably gonna push to win.
Yeah, they are just standing in the Baron pit, waiting for it to respawn, which should be any second now. Corki is on his way on top of that, and Shen is using this opportunity just to chill next to the bottom bush. Why? Because he's wicked and that's how he rolls. So Baron has came back up again. We're going straight down again. None of Fnatic are interested. None of them want to push towards that Baron. They have no ward coverage whatsoever. And even if they did, I don't think they'd be fancying this exchange anyway. So they're just going to camp back at their towers again. They're going to wait for this onslaught to come from CLG and hope that somehow, some way, they can pick up a few kills. But yeah, I mean, how
Believe
many
you me, it's going to take a lot more than just a few kills to pull out this disadvantage.
Oh,
Lamia
definitely.
is 0-0 and 0 right now. Maybe he can try to do something, but you know he's really fed right now. He's got a lot of items. In fact, he will do more damage than Corki. But you know, he hasn't really been participating a lot, or has just been able to run away.
Yeah, I mean, Lamia, I mean, giving him credit, he does have more CS than Corki, but it doesn't mean a great deal at the end of the day, because all the dragons, all the barons have fallen in the way of CLG. You can see there that Ash has 11,690 gold, and Corki has nearly 14k. We're going to have an engage here. Maokai will be going down. Instant retaliation though from Kennen. Can they pick up the second kill? Yes, they can. As the owner will be going down. A lot of players on low health, so maybe they can pull this one back actually. Snoopay is on dangerously low health. Corki will flash through with that Valkyrie over the wall, flashing as well out of the ultimate from Kog'Maw. Beautiful juke from that living artillery. And that is going to be a 1-for-2 exchange, but it's pretty much too little too late. And Wicked is just bossing up the Nexus in amongst all that. Wow. I didn't
Wicked.
even notice that.
Why do you think he's a ninja?
Oh my god. It's all good, you know. I'm talking about a team fight's kicking off. Wicked just chilling, you know, having a quick
Someone
a
please
quick blunt.
create a meme. What's that? Team fighting? Fuck no, Nexus.
Copyright Wicked. He's just going to be beasting that up all day long. So that's going to be the conclusion of the Medion Challenge Cup here, guys. Going to go 2-0 to CLG in the end. If you did miss the first game, when you have just joined us, the matches will be posted up on youtube.com/Chaos Contingency, where you can watch the video on demand. I'm Metis, joined by Broken Shard, and do you have any last shout-outs, Broken, before we head on off?
I like peanut butter.